It happened precisely at 8 a.m. on Christmas morning. I'd timed it perfectly, right between the last torn scrap of wrapping paper and the first sip of champagne, just after they all sat back, smugly patting themselves on the back for enduring another year of dysfunction disguised as family tradition. One by one, their phones lit up, a new group message, still in their pajamas. They tapped and watched. The video, the audio, then the silence, that unbearable silence that follows truth with sharp edges. My mother was the first to call. She was sobbing too hard to speak clearly. How could you do this to us? Please, tell me you didn't show it to the police. I didn't answer, just watched her call slide to voicemail. They always had a soft spot for Alina, my ex-wife, polished, poised, icy. The kind of woman who could sip red wine without leaving a trace on the glass, who complimented my mom's cooking with just enough warmth to seem sincere. They never saw the cracks, the manipulation, the emotional games, how she belittled me in private and sparkle in public. They adored her, far more than they ever tolerated me. But they despised my daughter, Mira. Mira wasn't part of their storybook. She was born after the divorce. Her mother, a woman I truly loved, was a waitress, kind and gentle. She died giving birth. And somehow, in my parents' eyes, Mira inherited every mistake I'd ever made. She was curious, brown-eyed, brown-skinned, and brimming with life. Too loud, too bright, too real for their curated world. This Christmas, their message arrived like a poisoned gift wrapped in mistletoe. Alina will be joining us for the holidays. Do not bring your daughter, or don't come at all. I read it twice, then a third time, and I smiled. But the plan didn't start then. It had begun months earlier, when Mira, with all her innocence, asked why Grandma never hugged her, why Grandpa never looked her in the eye. So I started paying attention. My mother's whispered phone calls. My father's relief whenever I canceled a visit. Alina, suddenly present again, showing up to dinners, calling my mom, weaving herself into their lives like mold in old wallpaper. They were rewriting the past and cutting me out. But the tipping point wasn't words. It was an image sent by my cousin, just a casual photo from a family gathering in October. Everyone smiling at my parents' house. Alina dead center, her hand resting on my father's shoulder as if she'd never left. No invite, no mention, just a snapshot of my entire bloodline, happily deleting me. I don't retaliate with rage. I strategize. First, I breached the group chat archives, buried messages they thought were long forgotten. Ones where my mother called Mira a mongrel, where Alina joked she should have been put up for adoption like a stray mutt. I screen recorded them all, carefully dated and time-stamped. Then I got eyes inside. I designed a small surveillance device hidden in a decorative clock and mailed it to them as an early Christmas gift. The clock had ears, and it heard everything. Schemes about money. Conversations about how Alina was helping them tap into my inheritance early. My mother plotting to forge my signature while I was distracted raising a child. My father laughing. Alina directing the show. And then the final betrayal, Mira's trust fund. A protected account I'd established in her mother's memory, under a proxy name. They'd found it. They were preparing to drain it with forged documents. One more signature, and it would have vanished. I waited until Christmas Eve, drove to the city and left Mira with my neighbor, an elderly retired lawyer who knew the full story. He wept when I told him everything, said I reminded him of his own son. That night, I booked a room across from my parents' house. I watched from behind drawn curtains. They had no idea I was close. At 2 a.m., I uploaded the video. Tight edits, clear audio, screenshots, conversations laced with fraud and racism, footage of Alina kissing my father while my mother laughed, legal documents bearing forged signatures, a slow, deliberate zoom on Mira's trust account, her initials crystal clear. I scheduled the blast for 8 a.m., but I didn't stop there. Earlier that week, I dropped off a sealed envelope at the local police station. Inside, a flash drive with a full copy of the video, a notarized statement, names, dates, and details, just in case they try to bury it. December 26. They asked to meet. I chose a quiet, neutral cafe, public enough for safety. I was already at the table when they arrived. My mother, ashen, trembling. My father, rigid, speechless. Alina, still pretending, hiding behind designer sunglasses. I stood as they approached. "You've ruined us," my mother whispered. Venom laced through her voice. I met each of their eyes. Calm. Still. "No," I said. "You ruined yourselves." I just flipped the lights on. Alina leaned in, still clinging to the illusion of control. "This won't hold up in court. You can't prove intent." I slid a folder across the table. Inside, signed confessions, metadata logs, legal letters, everything a judge would need to burn their lives to ground, just shy of prison time. "I don't need bars," I said. "Just the truth and consequences." Her hands trembled. My father wouldn't look up. My mother finally broke down and wept. I stood. "My daughter," I said, "will grow up never knowing people like you. She will be loved, protected, and powerful." They didn't follow me when I walked away. The police didn't have to intervene, but they did. Alina's accounts were frozen. My father's firm dropped him within days of the video surfacing. My mother lost her standing in the church, her friends, her reputation. Rumors spread, and soon they were faced with the ugliness they'd always hidden behind closed doors. They tried damage control, but the truth was a wildfire, and it had teeth. Mira never saw the video. She didn't have to. All she saw was that I smiled more, that this year we spent Christmas in a quiet mountain cabin. Snow falling outside, hot cocoa warming our hands, just the two of us. That night, she laughed loud and free, and I sat there listening. Content, some betrayals you mend. Others, you stack like kindling and burn the whole damn tree to ash.